The early season of the USL Championship rolls on here at one of the crown jewels of American soccer, Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, the site for tonight's matchup between Sporting KC2 and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Two teams still looking for their first win in the early stages, but two teams that like to play some pretty soccer as well. We should have an absolute treat on display for you this evening. I'm Carter Augustine, joined by Kansas City soccer titan Doug McLagan. And Doug, this should be a wonderful soccer match here this evening.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. Should be a wide open, control, possession game. Looking forward to it.
And a homecoming of sorts for the visiting number 10, Haji Berry, as he's in the starting lineup, leading the line for Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Yeah, welcome home, Haji. I remember when it used to be the three bells. It was Belmore, Blackwell, and Barry, and they put a lot of goals in the back of the net. You know he's going to want to do that tonight.
For the home side, they have a young gun of their own on display. Tyler Freeman in the starting lineup again for Sporting KC2, one of 7 loanees from SKC in the starting 11 tonight.
Yeah, Tyler was terrific last week. I wonder if this is going to be his year. If he keeps up performances like that, you never know, he might see a shot with the big boys.
Plenty of attacking talent on display. Two teams that like to play as well. We got a treat in store for you here tonight. SKC2 versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Yeah, just put your own flavor. I feel you. Yeah, do you hear me on TalkBack? Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park. USL Championship Soccer here this evening as Sporting KC2 host the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, led by Brendan Burke in his first season at the club, brought in December. And, well, they've had to wait 2 weeks since their first match, a 3-0 loss away to San Antonio on May 1st. And Brendan Burke has named just one change to that starting 11 from the encounter in San Antonio. It's a debut in goal for Andrew Pannenberg. Along the back line, Sebastian Anderson, Michael Edwards, Jimmy Ockford, Matt Mahoney, Beverly Makangila, Zach Zandy and Jose Torres in midfield, with Mishi, Galina, Austin Dewing, and Haji Berry, the all-time single-season goal-scoring record for SKC2, in for the visitors. Here's Paulo Nagamura, still at the helm here in his 4th season with Sporting KC2. And we are underway from Children's Mercy Park as Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC go from left to right to start the half, and immediately looking to get forward and have won a corner here in the opening few seconds. So we take a quick look at the lineup for Sporting KC2. 3 changes from their 1-1 draw last time out against OKC Energy a week ago today here, as in come Petr Kuic and Jake Davis in midfield, and Ropapa Mensah up top for Wilson Harris, Cam Duke, and Jahan Rod. And immediately the visitors have a corner. Sebastian Anderson going over to the far side to take this. He whips it in and smashed away at the near post. Joined by Doug McLagan, I'm Carter Augustine. And Doug, it should be a fascinating display here this evening. 2 teams that like to keep the ball, 2 teams that play some attractive soccer as well.
Yeah, they absolutely do, but we started off the game with a quick direct play and a corner kick in the first 20 seconds, so maybe it might be a little bit different. We'll see.
The visitors trying to impose their will early on. Here's a nice run down the right-hand side, and curling it towards the far post was Galina, and it trickles over the crossbar. So a goal kick now for the home side, Sporting KC2. 0 wins, the draw last week, and an opening loss at FC Tulsa. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, it's their captain, Jimmy Ockford, whistled for the foul. They have that one match 2 weeks ago in San Antonio, a 3-0 loss to a Santiago Patino hat trick. Trying to get back on the right side of things for the first time in the 2021 season. And poor pass from the back. Constant has it intercepted, but Kuic, one of the 3 newcomers in the starting lineup here this evening from last week, wins it back. Cisneros has it taken off his toes, and Berry with a good first touch. He charges in the area. Oh, slams it off the crossbar. Haji Berry with venomous intent, and he comes ever so close to opening the scoring here.
Boy, that was an absolute bullet. And it could not have been far off from going underneath that crossbar. Great first touch. What a strike. Oh, dear, that was not far off.
Kendall McIntosh not able to get near that thunderbolt from Haji Berry.
I'm not even sure if he even saw it. It was a heck of a shot.
Passed him in an absolute flash. Haji Berry, the single-season goal-scoring record for Sporting KC2. Back in 2018, he had a barnstormer of a year. 17 goals, that's the team record, with 5 assists in the regular season. USL second team, and added 2 goals in the playoffs as well. And during that year, scored in 8 straight games for the then Swope Park Rangers, a league record. He likes this patch of grass here at Children's Mercy Park, and he might have another chance here as it's a turnover. And Berry streaking down the left side, and he's into the box again. Haji Berry, save from McIntosh. Colorado Springs with a spring in their step at the early stages of this one.
Wow, he's looking strong, he's looking powerful, he's looking fast, and he is looking dangerous. Wow, that was a fantastic save by McIntosh. Got to give him credit. He had a rough one last week on the goal that went against him, crept under his body, but that has got to build his confidence up, because that was a tremendous save from a person that doesn't usually miss chances like that.
Wayside in the ascendancy here in the opening 4 minutes or so, in behind. Dewing, looking towards the near post. Constant just about gets that out of play for a corner, and there's some clapping and cajoling going on along the Sporting KC2 back line.
Yeah, they're making some dangerous runs, and every time they played the ball, I've looked at the linesman because it's been so close. So, I mean, they are timing the runs to absolute perfection right now, and they're getting in behind SKC, and we are only, what, 4 minutes into the game.
have another corner kick. They're second in the early going here. Anderson curling it in, headed at the near post by Ropapa Mensah, comes out to the edge of the box, and Jose Torres slaps that one over the goal.
We're 4 minutes in, and I wanted to talk about this. I'm going to be fascinated because Sporting KC2 loves to play out the back, but the Switchbacks love to play high press, and they've been so high up on the field, they're going to force them to go long now. So that's going to be an interesting battle all night long, I think.
Paulo Nagamura looking on from the touchline here. The wonderful midfielder during his time with Sporting KC, among the host of MLS teams in charge in his 4th season. And Ozzy Cisneros draws a foul here right on the halfway line.
Yeah, you've seen he's had the ball twice, and in 2 times he's been knocked over by the defender. That one was called for a foul, the other one wasn't. So it just shows you that they're ready to pounce on the midfield, as they are here with Davis, not to give them any time to receive the ball in midfield. Very good pressing from the Switchbacks.
There they go again, pressing, and they've caused another turnover, this time Kuich. And coming down the right is Galina, and he's into the area in space, sliding it across, and it's prodded home at the back stick. Austin Dewing gets his first career goal. You see what it means to him. The wonderful work from Galina sets it up. It's a tap in for Dewing, and it's 1-0 to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
And it all came from the press then. Great pressing, and they've shown it in the first 5 minutes. Tremendous pressing. They win the ball, penetrate the back foot, and this is an absolutely perfect ball right between the back line and the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper stands no chance, and it just hits him and goes in, and that's his first goal. And great position to be in, but what a fantastic ball. And again, all coming from the press.
And a very pleased looking Brendan Burke on the sideline, and a more pleased looking Austin Dewing, the hometown kid from Colorado Springs, in his 3rd season with the club, and he's finally opened his account. What a moment for the 24-year-old.
Well, normally when you go on the road, this is the kind of pressure you face, but Colorado Springs Switchback have turned this upside down. They're the ones pressing, and it looks like they're almost like the whole team here. So SKC2's got to calm it down, get some possession, knock the ball around, and get away from this press.
Cisneros did well to shrug off the challenge, but lost out to a second defender. That was Dewing, and it took a deflection here. It'll be a throw-in for the hosts. Austin Dewing opening his account here as Colorado Springs, Doug. They've had to wait 2 weeks for their 2nd match of the season. Manager Brendan Burke was talking about being pretty difficult to have that pause right at the beginning of the season, but they look like they're chomping at the bit here.
Yeah, when you keep a soccer ball away from people for 2 weeks, then this is what you get. They're just so excited to be back on the field and playing a game, getting away from practice. 14 days from tough practice from what I heard, and these guys are just ready to play, and you can see it.
Here they are again, and they get it back to Beverly Makangila. Cutting infield is Michael Edwards, and he's picked out a good pass to the left-hand side. Looking for the crossfield pass, and signals crossed as Galina sees it out of play.
Yeah, that was the right idea, but just 15, 20 yards behind him, and there's no way he could backtrack and keep that in bounds.
A rip-roaring start from Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
Well, I'm not sure you can keep this up for 90 minutes. In fact, I know you can't. But what they've done is that first, 5 to 8 minutes, they put the pressure on, and they've got a goal to show for it. And that's going to be a long game for Sporting Kansas City if they can't get the possession that they're so used to getting.
Rockford called for the handball. He's rocking the captain's armbands. More experienced players rocking a sweet stash as well. And a foul in midfield as Tyler Freeman draws this one, relieves a bit of pressure. Well, we highlighted him in the pregame, Doug. He got the goal, first goal of the season, an equalizer last week against OKC Energy.
Yeah, and it's not just the goal. You know, I've seen him play before and he's been good, but last week he was, you know, he had 5 shots. He was in the play. He was almost like the man. Had 2 fantastic free kicks, so he was more in the game, whereas the year before he was good, but he wasn't in the game as much as he was last week, and he was a major factor in the game too.
They're Sporting KC2. We're looking over the top for Ropapa Mensah making his SKC2 debut this evening, and well, they've got some more defending to do, but just a little too heavy there from Galina.
Yeah, lovely little turn by Galina to get away from Dia, but unfortunately couldn't get the final product there. But he carried the ball 25 yards. He looked like he ran a little bit out of gas.
Well, he's got an assist to his name already, bursting down the right-hand side. Mishi Galina.
And I think he had a pretty good game for them a couple of weeks ago. Had some chances, just didn't put it away. So he definitely will be there creating opportunities. It's whether he puts them away. A couple of weeks ago, he struggled. Obviously, that ball today was absolute peach for a tap-in at the far post.
Amadou Dia gets there first ahead of Matt Mahoney. Cisneros tries to dribble around one defender, and again, the second defender is there, and now climbing all over the back of Makangila, and it's a foul against Cisneros. There's Haji Berry coming deep, and it's a good ball with space down the left to explore. Charging forward, Anderson into the box. Around one, and he tried to get a shot away. Pierre recovers and blocks. Picked up by Colorado Springs, and they pop it over to the near side from Torres. Dia can only knot it out. Another corner kick for the visitors.
Yeah, some beautiful passage of play there. Just quick movement of the ball, up, back, and then through into the Anderson. I thought Anderson maybe could have put a ball into the box earlier, but he chose to cut on his right and go for a shot and got blocked. But some really quick, decisive play from the Switchbacks.
They have another corner here on the near side, and the veteran Jose Torres, his first season outside of Mexico, the U.S. men's national player, 26 caps. He's curling this one into the near post. Good delivery. And did it get a touch? It did. Another corner to come.
It was a dangerous ball. I think Dia went up to head it and missed it. Or maybe that's Ropapa. And I think it caught Brayson by Barbara by shock that it was coming through. So it's lucky he hit it on the forehead and went for a corner.
Looked like the ball hit the player there, not vice versa. And it's another corner for Torres to try and deliver a good service. He's clipped towards the back post. Edwards is trying to retrieve it. A little back heel, but not able to keep it in play. Kuch out of play. It'll be a throw in Colorado Springs. Petr Kuch getting his first start of the 2021 campaign. Came on as a sub against FC Tulsa. Did not feature last week, and he's in starting 11 in for Jahan Rod here this evening. Looking for Galina again, and another nice move from Mishi Galina, and he's picked up a foul here in a dangerous area for a free kick.
Yeah, fantastic run off the ball though. As soon as it went wide to the midfield, you see Nagalina making a diagonal run of 15 to 20 yards, lost his mark, got around Smith there and was fouled. And Smith's kind of lucky to get away with not receiving a card there, I think, because if he gets in behind Smith, there's a lot of dangers there. So they're going to have to watch Nagalina for sure, and we know about Haji Berry. They've got some pace, and they're making some really sharp runs to get in behind that back four of Sporting Kansas City too.
Two players who are good on a dead ball here as well, Torres and Anderson. It'll be Torres curling it in towards the keeper. Well claimed by Kendall McIntosh. Back in the 11 this evening after making his debut for SKC2 last week. McIntosh is wearing the captain's armband again. There is Jose Torres. McIntosh is well off his line there. more pace on display that time from Austin Doing.
Yeah, but just, again, great combinations. That simple up, back, and through. We've seen it 2 or 3 times now, and it's getting in behind the center backs every time. Fortunately, McIntosh got off his line quick and cleared the danger.
This time it's the pressure from SKC2 that forces a turnover. Dia into Davis, and Jake Davis unable to make that ball stick at his feet. Torres back towards Edwards. It's a turnover, SKC2. Battle for possession. Galena comes away with it. And a good ball infield for Barry, trying to slide it in behind, and it's all the way back to McIntosh.
Yeah, I think Doing would have been offside there. The switchbacks are just giving no time on the ball for SKC2, and this might be the first real clean possession they've had. But every time they get the ball, there's 1 or 2 players in the face of SKC2. It's just tremendous swarm defense.
Watch his right, watch his right!
Now Grayson Barber offside, and frustrated, he clatters the ball away. And perhaps frustration for SKC2 as well, as they had some decent possession there.
Yeah, you've got the whole defense in front of you, so you know, you hear people say that shouldn't be called offside there because you can see the whole back 4 in front of him. But it wasn't by much. Give him a little bit credit.
It was interesting on that passage of play as well. Paulo Nagamura trying to kick every ball and screaming for Kuich to get the ball out to the near side to start the move. As Andrew Pannenberg, goalkeeper, making his professional debut, slaps it over to the near side. It's back at the feet of Matt Constant. Those 2 players actually selected in 1 pick apart in the Super Draft this year. More on that in a second, because Caden Pierre is trying to stream forward. That takes a deflection into the area. Ockford clears. And Kuich with a deft header backwards, and he's kept the ball well again here. And out with Grayson Barber cutting infield. Well defended by Mahoney. And there's a brilliant move. And watch out for the speed of Galena as Amadou Dia trying to track back. And it will be a foul against Dia. And Mishi Galena looks like a problem here this evening.
Again, what's so good about him is he starts his runs 15, 20 yards, and he goes at full pace. That ball was a great split, but it just ended being slightly behind him, and that's why I think he got the foul in. But if that was in front, I don't think Dia's catching him. But just the timing of the run is just fantastic, and that's about his 3rd or 4th time tonight already. He is going to be a problem all night.
Amadou Dia into the referee's pocketbook. He's the first player carded here this evening, and he's conceded this free kick. And this time it'll just be the young, bright talent Sebastian Anderson standing over this one. One of 2 players in the 11 on loan from Colorado Rapids. And Anderson lines up. Great delivery in towards the 6, chested down. It was Ockford who got there, but luckily for the home side, the second ball picked up and cleared by SKC2, but Colorado Springs Switchbacks still going here. Charging in on the left was Zach Zandy, and the slide tackle from Caden Pierre out of play.
Yeah, dangerous ball in there. It's funny, Oakford, like you said, chested the ball. If it had been a little bit higher, it probably would have been a head on target and could have caused some problems, but he chested it down. Fortunately for Sporting Kansas City 2, was there to clear it.
Take a look at that free kick and the delivery here from the young man, Sebastian Anderson.
Oh, it was his head, actually.
Kicked it ahead to
it.
Nodding his head down. Looked like a chest on first review. I caught him in the face, actually.
I don't know, it might have been face or shoulder or chest, can't really tell. Or stash.
Off the stash into play, and you know Jimmy Ockford's going to be a handful on set pieces on both ends for Colorado Springs, as SKC2 went down the touchline on the far side. It was played out by back line of Colorado Springs, and so home side restarted as we're pushing to the 20th minute. Barber for Matt Constant. And Caden Pierre coming inside to Kuich. Dribbled himself into trouble, wins it away with the help of Zandy, and Zandy on the turn, trying to play it in space for Haji Berry. Another perfectly timed run. He slides it in for Galena into the area. Another big save, maybe a block, with a combination of Constant and McIntosh get that away. Another lightning quick move from the visitors.
It's just the combination that time of Berry and Nagalina. And that is a fantastic saving. Oh, actually looks like maybe a keeper. But great to throw his leg in there and to try and get the block in. It looks like the keeper made the save there.
I think you're right, Doug. Kendall McIntosh went under the leg slide challenge from Constant. And McIntosh again with a close range save on a breakaway situation. It's been all Colorado Springs here in the opening 20 minutes. They have another corner to show for it. Torres. Right in towards the keeper. Good punch from McIntosh. Anderson heads it back into the mix. Mensah away. Some head tennis here. It's brought down only for a moment. And that's not the man SKC2 wanted it to fall to. Haji Berry just wouldn't drop quickly enough for the number 10. And a shielding play here from Barber, and it's a throw-in for the home side. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Out of play here on the near side. SKC2 with another throw in a similar area from a moment ago. Zamadou Dia making his second consecutive start for SKC2. He's one of the 7 loanees down from Sporting Kansas City. He nods it, but only into the path of Makangila.
Just watch the switchbacks. Whenever there's a start of play, whether it's a throw-in or a goal kick or whatever, they're watching the body language of Sporting Kansas City 2, figuring out where the ball's going, and they are swarming that ball and putting horrific pressure on the Sporting Kansas City 2 team.
Looking over the top for Dewing, and he's just going to run out of room here.
And this is not something we're normally used to. You come here and you're normally going to see 60 to 70% possession by SKC2. And they're trying to do it right now, but the switchbacks are just not allowing them to get on the ball and be comfortable.
It's a beautiful evening for soccer here in Kansas City. As it's out of play from Anderson, a throw-in to SKC2. 68 degrees at kick. It was rain in the forecasts, but it's holding off for now. And it's perhaps ideal temperatures for this high pressure Colorado Springs. Barber's clipped right around the halfway line. And a free kick here for SKC2. And, whoa, an early change made by Brendan Burke. And Matt Mahoney looks like he's got a bit of an issue here, as he is withdrawn just as it crosses into the 24th minute. And immediately into the action. Been having to scramble that away, Lamar Batista. Well, SKC2 not giving him any favors as he was sprinting over to that side of the pitch. Looks like a reshuffle of the back line. And almost too quickly reshuffled there from Colorado Springs, but good recovery from Batista newly onto the pitch. This cross from Dia blocked, and challenging is Mensah, and he got there first. Well, creating the chance for himself for Papa Mensah.
Well, it's funny, when they subbed him in, I think they took the free kick before the guy was actually on the field facing the play. So there's a big, huge disadvantage for him. Here's a turnover. Good work by Sporting Kansas City 2 this time. He's calling a handball, I think.
Handball against Mensah, and you heard the howls of disapproval. Well, welcome to the game for Lamar Batista.
Looks like he's just going to come in and slot to left back, and like you say, Anderson's going to come over to right back, and he looks like he'll be comfortable in that position anyway.
He's making his debut for Colorado Springs. Omar Batista. Here come Switchbacks FC and Batista. That was a lead from Barry, and Torres almost got onto the end of it. Excuse me, that was Zandy up, challenging on the edge of the box. Davis now, and Freeman with the first chance to run out of the defender, and he's cutting inside. Tyler Freeman still going. Freeman to Barber. Diaz coming on the overlap. Well closed down there by Sebastian Anderson. Doing now, crosses the halfway line, and he's picked out Haji Berry in some space. Zandy. And Galena now, who's switched over to the left side. Wide men have flip-flopped here right around the halfway point of the first half.
Can't believe we're 25 minutes into the game. It's gone so quickly because it's just been so exciting, so fast-paced. Turnovers everywhere, lots of chances. It's been the game we were hoping for.
And there Nagamura was like a third base coach waving someone home. He wanted his team to press up, and here they go. Barber cutting it onto the left, and it's a decent-looking pass, but just a little too close to Andrew Pannenberg.
Yeah, slightly ahead of Mensah, but you can hear the coaching staff as soon as Barber gets the ball. Right, keep him off his right foot. So they did that time. He pulled it to his left, and not a bad cross in. Like I said, just a couple yards short of Mensah being in that box to finish.
Connecting with his old ACC foe, Grayson Barber, the Clemson standout, and the Wake Forest standout, Andrew Pannenberg, who picks out a good delivery forward. And watch out, sliding in was Pierre, and he missed it. Galena for Barry. Oh, what a turn. He's beaten Smith there with a really clever move, and Barry continuing into the area, and he's brought down by McIntosh. It's a penalty for Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Well, that was just a beautiful ball in by Torres, and it looked like the keeper had the advantage, but I think with Barry's pace, that Barry just happened to poke it past the McIntosh, and I think McIntosh just caught him. But look at that for a ball. That is a tremendous ball. And it looks to me, Carter, what do you think? Looks like a PK to me.
Wonderful pass, and well, Barry just overtakes his own teammate there to get onto that one, and yeah, he gets the touch ahead of McIntosh, who makes no complaints for the decision by the referee. And Haji Berry with the chance here to score against the club for which he owns a single-season goal-scoring record. Kendall McIntosh trying to save here from the penalty he conceded on the breakaway. Haji Berry, oh, he's back, and he's buried it into the far corner. It's a muted celebration for a club where he had one of his best professional seasons. But Haji Berry doubles the lead for Colorado Springs, 2-0.
McIntosh did very well there, but I don't think anybody could have stopped that. It looked to me like it's right in the corner. I mean, that's almost like the perfect PK there.
Let's go, boys, come on. Keep the energy, let's go, let's go.
Another look at the foul.
It's a definite foul, but it just, I mean, I've got to give credit to that just burst of pace from Haji Berry, because it looked like the keeper had the advantage on it. And I'm not blaming McIntosh, I'm just saying Barry just turned the jets on and got there first, and definite PK. And now Sporting Kansas City 2's got some work to do.
Well, he created the move as well with that lovely turn past Smith. And as you mentioned, Doug, that bursting run forward. And he finished off the move on the lovely pass from Jose Torres. And, well, you're not surprised to see the passing acumen of Jose Torres on display. 2-0 to the good, the away side, and in full flow, Michael Edwards, other player on loan from the Rapids, as he was just acquired. Here he is, the number 34 this season, joining the Rapids from Wolfsburg, where he made 17 appearances for Wolfsburg too. And they actually had to acquire his homegrown rights from DC United, the Rapids, and they're excited about this young man back on the ball here, the center back. 20 years of age, 6'3". Tried to start it down to Anderson, who has swapped fullback positions, and he puts a hand up in apology to his teammates. It's back now with Sporting KC2 as we've crossed 30 minutes played here in the first half.
That's better play by Sporting 2 to move that ball quick and get it out into some space. And now they've got an opportunity with a 2-1 created outside there. And here we go with Fond
Nice
if
move.
he's onside.
Barber cutting in field, and he tried to get it back to Mensah. Well defended in the end. Perhaps the best move of the match so far for SKC2.
Great passage of play. They finally broke the press with a great ball, I think, from Davis all the way out. And then they had that opportunity for a 2v1 down the flank. Almost came off.
And Mensah did well. Put it out there to Barber. His cross deflected.
A little bit of argy-bargy going on the goal line there.
Yeah, I know. You don't lean into him, and you don't push him out of the way.
You don't lean into him, and you don't push him out of the way.
Watch it, just don't push him.
Lovely to hear the talk there in the box.
Almost like a non-contact sport, isn't it?
Curled in towards the penalty spot. Well, Smith rose high, but couldn't direct his header the right way, and it's scrambled away by Colorado Springs.
Get him wide! Get him wide!
Dia bursting down the left. Amadou Dia crossing it in the danger area on the edge of the 6, and just a dangling leg there. It's a foul against Ropapa Mensah.
That's a great run by Dia. Good old 20, 35 yards to down that line to smash it in there, but good defending by Edwards at the front post there.
Here's the give and go from Barry. The turn just before that, sensational. And well, Torres with an inch perfect pass.
Like you say, fantastic turn, but just the way I think Torres brought it inside and then played the ball, like I like to say, across the grain into a gap where Barry had already made a 15-yard run into, so there's no way you were catching him. The timing of the run, the timing of the pass, the penetration of the back four, just all fantastic. Like I said, McIntosh couldn't do a lot with that, not with the pace Barry was moving.
Tracking all the way back, and it's a dangerous ball, but well executed. Ockford started to move here as Zandy gets it wide left to Batista. In behind for Galena, and he's burst past Constant. Loose in the box. What a challenge from Smith. Back on the edge of the area, and it's a handball and another penalty here for Colorado Springs, and a chance to extend their lead to 3.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again, because that ball was smashed straight at him. I wonder if his hand was out where it shouldn't have been, but it didn't. I mean, not from here, it didn't look like it. But again, the run came from so deep that once they put the ball in front, the pace of the run just goes past the defenders. That is harsh. Oh, here it is. Oh, well, his hand probably shouldn't be out there, so yeah, that is probably a handball, which is leading to a PK.
Referee Greg Dobka right on the scene, and he was quick to brandish a yellow card for Peter Kuic. Croatian, the man in the area there, raising the arm. Graham Smith put his body on the line for the first block, but the second one handled by Kuic, and it'll be Galena to step up here from the penalty spot. And it's saved by McIntosh. And then a whistle. The linesman has raised his flag here on the near side. McIntosh saves, but perhaps was off his line. We'll see what the decision here is from the assistant referee.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to do it again. It looks like he's slightly off his line. That's such a tough one to call. Yeah, he is.
Assistant referee raised the flag rather quickly here. In attendance on the near side, and McIntosh looking aggrieved. And he will have to line up again. This time keeping a toe on the line. And Mishi Galina, well, he will try and score again here from the penalty spot.
Here's the big question, does he go same spot?
Second bite at the cherry here for Galina.
Oh,
and
God.
He snatches the second chance. Galina with a flip. Whoa. Quite a few flips as he's been a menace in the first half, and he gets a goal to show for it. Colorado Springs 3, SKC 2, 0.
Well, they're just creating problems all over the place with great passes through the back four, but all the runs are coming from deep areas. And when you come from deep areas, they're hard to pick up. And once they pick up the pace, once they penetrate, most times if the timing is right for the ball in, they're going to outrun the defender. And we've seen this 5, 6, 7 times in this game, and we are only in the 35th minute.
Well, he celebrates because it's his first goal since September of 2019. And that was for Philadelphia Union 2, where he knows the head coach well, Brendan Burke, and he's come over and he's delivered here in this match. Cover back heel from Kulich. Barber has his cross blocked. Pierre leaving it off. Here's Kulich over to Dia. Freeman, Sporting KC2, trying to move the ball around here in the back. Galina called for the foul. And now a foul from Makangila, and he's into Cisneros for the foul, and he's into the referee's pocketbook with a yellow card here, just under 10 minutes to play in the first half.
That may not be necessarily that foul. It might be because that's about the 3rd or 4th time he has hammered him to the floor. And so it's just the consistency of the foul that I think the referee's called him for. Persistent infringement, I believe we call it. Yeah, because it's not that bad of a foul, but like I said, I think it's at least his 3rd. So he knows what he's doing.
And they're breaking up play, and Cisneros is taking a hard fall. Looks like he maybe bit his tongue here on the near side as trainer Isaac Gomez cleans up the youngster for the time being. SKC2 down to 10 men. Mensah now in the area. Well, he stayed up there under the challenge from Torres. Constant, brave enough, and did get to that header, but the back pass from Barber. And some afters here from Constant, and Haji Berry didn't take too kindly to this piece of action on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a bad foul, but Haji Berry might be in trouble here because that could be an ejection quite easily. Just silly because it didn't look like it was a bad challenge.
And Matt Constant, the rookie.
Let's have a look at. Oh, yes, elbow, you're right.
And you see
he's going to get a red, but
exactly why Haji Berry took exception, and Matt Constant has been sent off with a straight red here in the 39th minute.
Haji Berry get anything or not? I don't think he did. And Nagamura will be probably not too happy with that. I mean, go in with a hard challenge, but leaving the elbow in there, probably not the smartest thing there.
Bad goes to worse for Sporting KC2. 3 goals down, and now down a man as well. Matt Constant, the rookie, slowly trotting off the pitch here.
Yeah, he's talking to Berry. Here we go. Someone talked to sense to the referee and said, hey, you better at least give him a yellow. But Berry's quite lucky there. You've seen games in the English Premier where you'll come up and you'll throw people down like that, and it's a red card. I mean, so kind of a silly little mistake there by Barry, but I think he's got away with just receiving a yellow.
Yellow card for Haji Berry to go along with his goal from the penalty spot. And yeah, you're right, Doug. Sometimes it's the player that's second with the reaction that gets penalized. Just a yellow card this time for Haji Berry. And again, Matt Constant sent off. We're into the final 5 minutes of normal time. They've been up against it at SKC2. Kulich intercepts well, and he's delivered a inch-perfect pass here to the near side. Freeman and the sliding challenge, and look at the closing speed there from Edwards.
Great pace by Edwards and a great sliding tackle just to knock it out for safety.
Looked as though Freeman was favorite to that ball. Michael Edwards caught him up in a hurry.
Boy's got some pace, hasn't he?
Mensa trying to post up in the area. Edwards was there. But we saw the pace, and there we saw the positioning. Dia gets there first. Makangila steps in front, and he draws a foul here.
Boy, the Switchbacks just look so hungry tonight. Everything they're doing is at 100%. There's no time on the ball for Sporting Kansas City 2. They are a little physical in challenges, but that is part of the game. But it's just constant. Talk to Constant. There's that elbow by Mr. Matt Constant, and then, well, it's a bit of a flop, isn't it?
And if you're Colorado Springs, you like to see Haji Berry in his first season with the club standing up for his teammates at the expense of a yellow card. They've popped it down to the near side, and Anderson inside for Dewing. Torres lofts this over. It's a lovely clipped pass to the far side. Galena in towards Dewing. Kulich is there, but can only get it back to Galena. Pick out to Torres. First time into the area. Smith with the header as he stooped over the top. Torres again on the ball, and again a lovely looking pass. Kulich just about got there ahead of Dewing.
Torres got great touch, great vision, and he can penetrate the back line like no other.
Well, you see why he has 4 Liga MX titles, 2 CONCACAF Champions Cups, 1 CONCACAF Champions League. A cup to go along with those titles in Mexico as well. And the seasoned veteran putting his toolkit on full display here this evening. And now you see him communicating with everyone on the field as well. Such a lovely acquisition from Colorado Springs Switchbacks, bringing in Jose Torres.
So Sporting's got about 3 or so minutes. I mean, they're in a hole right now, but they cannot afford to go down a fourth. They've got Kulich has dropped into the back line to put 4 across the back, and they've really got to keep the Switchbacks out for this next 3 or 4 minutes.
Cisneros pestering a couple of players, but he's by himself on the near side, and it's well worked. Anderson clips it to the edge of the box, just past Berry. The chances continuing to pile up for the visitors. Makangila got there first, but he couldn't keep it, and this is Mensa drawing a foul. Pierre looking for the return from Barber. Caden Pierre just signed with Sporting Kansas City last week, becoming the 18th homegrown for SKC. Just turned 18 in February. He gets another start here. It's a lovely back heel into the area. Freeman, and he blazes over the crossbar, but what worked from the throw here for SKC2.
Yeah, I think Mensa's actually been one of the bright spots. He's held that ball up 3 or 4 times. He got some support there from Freeman this time, but previously he's not been able to get the support with him. But yeah, he's been one of the bright spots in this first half here.
It's been tough to find the bright spots for SKC2. They've been plentiful for the visitors, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, as we're into the final minute here.
Definitely dominated the half. It'd be interesting to see what the possession percentage is. Because last week when they got beat 0-3, they had 61% of the possession.
Squeezed out there, Dia and Smith will have 2 added minutes here, minimum of 2 in stoppage time at the end of the first half. There's a late challenge from Davis. Referee spotted it, played the advantage. Makangila still down on the turf, holding his left leg. They play on Colorado Springs. Anderson was dribbled in, splitting the defense, and now they'll play it out so they can take a look here at Beverly Makangila.
Yeah, I think he might come back. Yes, indeed. He's coming back to Jake Davis and saying, hey, I saw it. I was just waiting for the ball to go out of bounds. That's a yellow card, Mr. Davis. Very late on the challenge.
And they're piling up now. Davis, Kuich, Dia, all on yellow cards.
Yeah, Kuich was for the handball, so I can excuse that, because I don't think he really saw the ball coming at him. But they've got to keep the composure here. I mean, obviously they're down a player. They don't need to go down 2 players. They just need to get into halftime, and Coach Nagamura is going to have to come up with a plan of what he wants to do second half to keep at least in the game, and maybe with a chance of clawing back. But that's a long way to go, being 3-0 down to a team which is right now dominating the game. There's no question about it.
Beverly Makangila. Well, last year he played 6 games on loan for San Diego Loyal, coming over from his native Democratic Republic of the Congo, where he played for FC Saint-Éloi Lupopo. He just turned 21 in April. And he's the base of the midfield for Colorado Springs Switchbacks so far this season. He and Galena both hail from the capital, Kinshasa. And so perhaps we'll see some more time added on here. And he's not required to go off the pitch, I don't believe, since there was a yellow card. And indeed, he stays on the pitch, Makangila, and receives the throw and gets things back underway for the visitors. So we're approaching 2 minutes, but most of that was spent dealing with the injury to the midfielder for Colorado Springs. So how about that? Quick feet. But they elect to go back, the visitors, all the way back into their own half. Edwards hears the shout from his manager on the near touchline that he had time, so he dribbles it forward, dribbles around Freeman. Sustained bit of possession here for the visitors.
They've been good. They had a lot of possession in the first game, and from the reports, it sounds like San Antonio was a little direct and must have caught them on the breakaway a few times.
Here they go again, stringing passes together. Cutback was duffed a little bit by Anderson, and it's halftime here at Children's Mercy Park as Haji Berry, in his return, nets the second after Austin Dewing got his first goal as a professional. Mishi Galena with the second penalty to bring it to 3-0 here at the end of the first half. A sending off for Matt Constant, Doug McClagan. It's been all Colorado Springs over the first 45.
Yeah, they've been dominant. It's been a great performance and fun to watch. Obviously, if you're supporting Kansas City 2, not so much fun, but the runs off the ball, the timings of the pass, the penetrating the back four, it's just been fabulous.
3-0, the halftime lead. Colorado Springs on the road and in full control here as we head to the halftime interval. Stick with us. We'll be right back with highlights and analysis of the first half here in Kansas City.
Move, that's it. You're dribbling at each other and moving.
Oh, oh. Bro, how many times?
Joder. Thanks, Kerry.
The field's wet.
Run it out. 2, 3.
You have a contagious smile, bro.
Get there. Drop back. 2-step out. Drop with them. That's it. Loose.
Even if you don't want to serve it, then just drive to the line or drive into the box and let them try to hit you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let them try to take you out. But I also think that you can just serve it into the box at that point and you cause havoc.
No, he's off.
The game only has one objective, and that's to win, right? So if you know what the objective is, then you should already be formulating a plan in your head on how to do that.
See this left foot. Thank you guys for tuning in to my mic'd up. I'm tired, man.
Halftime here at Children's Mercy Park. Sporting KC 2 trailing as the visitors Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC lead by 3-0. Might be a couple changes in the offing here, a couple players getting extended runouts here, as we'll take a look now at the highlights from the first 45. And Haji Berry started with criminal intent here as he left the woodwork rattling after this strike.
Yeah, beautiful strike with some power. Here he is again running in behind the defense. This is a fantastic save here. So that's 2 goals he could have had already.
He's been in the mood here, but it was open through the work of Galena down the right, and a tap in at the back post for Austin doing his first goal as a professional.
How about that pass though? There's the deep run coming here. There's the split, and that is just perfect ball. It just kind of hit his legs and went in, but give him credit for being there. Congratulations on your first goal.
Haji Berry again in the mix as he slid it in here for Galena, and a big save from McIntosh.
Another good save.
Second time on a 1v1 situation, but on the third time, Haji Berry with a wonderful move to start it. He draws the penalty, and he finishes it here, scoring against his former club. A muted celebration, but he has been superb in the first half, Haji Berry.
Yeah, he's been incredible, and Galena has too. I mean, those two, and doing quite honest, those three have just been absolutely all over the place in behind the Sporting Kansas City 2 lineup all half long.
Galena celebrates as he got a second attempt at the penalty and buried it on the second try. 3-0. Colorado Springs leading here in the first 45, and well, the stats bear out what we've seen here on the field in the first half as well.
Yeah, 10 shots to 1. I mean, wow. 5 of those on target, and the percentage 57. I thought it might even actually be higher than that, but they had 61% possession last week. They've got 57 right now. They lost 3-0 last week. This week they're winning 3-0, so obviously the chances they created they put away this week, and if it wasn't for McIntosh and a crossbar, it could be 5 or 6. So give McIntosh a little bit credit there. He's actually had a good game.
Take a look at the upcoming schedule for SKC2 as they go on the road for the second time, heading to LA Galaxy 2. Double road trip there. Tough road match always. Away to Indy 11 for matches at home, a rematch already with FC Tulsa. And Atlanta United 2 on Wednesday, June 9th. Tough schedule coming up for SKC2. Take a break now, and we'll be right back with the second half kick. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC leading 3-0 here at halftime. Halftime here as SKC2 trail by 3-0. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in the lead as we look at some scores around the league. And Miami FC getting a big road win, as to Charlotte Independence over one of their bitter rivals, Charleston Battery. And coming up later, Real Monarchs against LA Galaxy 2. Take a look now at the Steal Some Time podcast.
This is Jake Edwards, and you are listening to Steal Some Time.
First buy or sell of the day. Oscar Minez is a top 3 set piece specialist in the USL Championship. Scott, you buying or selling that?
take all the money in my bank account. I think, Oscar, I will buy that. And really, I would say that I would have bought that from like 2017, 2018 on.
Welcome back to Children's Mercy Park as we're ready to start the second half. Sporting KC2 have made a couple halftime substitutions as they're down a man. Matt Constant sent off in the 39th with a straight red, and they trail 3-0. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC have been in full flow here in the first 45. The referee blows his whistle, and we're back underway in Kansas City, Kansas. They've switched sides, SKC2, and they blue on blue going left to right against the all-white with the green slashes for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and they've started down the right in quick fashion, SKC2, and Grayson Barber wins a free kick. As Christian Duke is into the match, so too Danny Barbier. And Ozzy Cisneros withdrawn, along with Tyler Freeman. Free kick now from Jake Davis. In towards the 6, headed out by Makagila, and then the strike from range. Not at all close to the goal for Andrew Pannenberg, who, well, it's his debut as a professional, and it's been pretty smooth sailing so far for Pannenberg.
Yeah, Sporting Kansas City 2's had one shot. Not sure if that was on target. I have to check back on that one. So yeah, it's been a pretty quiet game for him.
Papa Mensah there challenging, and Pierre has picked it back up. Decent start down a man as he lays it off to Davis, gets to the end line, tries to chip it in beyond the 6-yard box, is cleared, and just on the right side of the flag as far as SKC2 are concerned. They have a corner.
It appears that SKC2 has come back out with I think like a back three, and I'm not sure if it's a 3-4-2 yet, or whether it's a I don't think it's a 3-3-3. We'll have to find out, but they may have 2 forwards up there, but it looks like they're playing with 3 backs with Smith, Kuich, and Barbier, the 3 center backs.
Well, Davis delivered in there, and Mensah rose high and headed it into a dangerous area. Well, maybe a turnover on the back here. Colorado Springs streaking forward. Galena laying it off, and it's just behind the run of Zandy.
Yeah, like a turnover by Dia there, and Sporting Kansas City, give them credit though, they got numbers back quick to defend, and unfortunately for the Switchbacks, the pass across to Nagalina was behind him, and it slowed the play down, which gave Sporting Kansas City defenders a chance to get back and help.
Mensah trying to get it in behind, and alert to the danger there was Ockford. Davis in some space, and now lays it off for Smith. Davis touches it around the rushing of Lamar Batista. Pierre here on the near touchline. And given away by Davis. And they don't want to see Galena with the free run as he dumps it into Haji Berry. Berry again into the area. A couple of step overs. Smith stands up to the challenge. Well, and he's mad at the turnover as well, as Smith has to concede a corner here.
Yeah, it's not a good turnover when you got to sprint back 70 to 80 yards. Good defending by Smith. And if Barry could see, I think Dewing was beating Dia with a run to the far post. If he could have got it crossed, Dia was beaten, I think, and then Dewing would have had a tap in. But great defending by Graham Smith.
Well, Haji Berry in his first return here with Ottawa back in October 2019 got an 89th minute game-winning assist to another former SPR man, Kevin Oliveira. He loves this patch of grass, Haji Berry. Corner taken short to Torres, clipping it in, good delivery, and headed wide.
Good ball in, I think. Was that, who was on that? Edwards, I think it was.
Yep.
Good opportunity to put in the back of the net there. Didn't quite catch it clean, but a good ball in again by who else but Torres.
Looked like 2 players were in behind there for that delivery as well. Well worked. Of course, they're up a man. Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Matt Constant sent off for an elbow, straight red in the 39th minute. Mensa back to goal and battling with Ockford, clipped in to the far post. Chance here for Dia, brings it down, and oh, that's a glorious block from Sebastian Anderson.
Wow, and it was a good touch by Dia too. So I mean, I thought if he doesn't touch it right here, he might give him a chance to get over. But it was a good first touch, and yet Anderson got over there really quick, tucked his arms behind his back so he wouldn't get a PK away. That's great defending.
Youngest ever signing for Colorado Rapids back in April 2019, Sebastian Anderson. So there might be a problem here with Jose Torres, who has taken off his boot and is slowly walking towards the near touchline, and this doesn't look good for Jose Torres.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for the Switchbacks either. I mean, not for this game, but if that's a niggling injury that stays with him for a few weeks, that's not a player you want to lose for a few games. So hopefully it's nothing bad for him. But he is limping on that right foot.
Looks like Steven Echevarria is getting prepped to come on. It's 10v10 at the time. Launched into the area, shouts for handball, not given. Barbier was fighting for it at the back post. And Pierre will retreat back to McIntosh. It does appear as though Jose Torres' evening is over. Over the top here, Barber streaking in behind. And just inches away from the run of Grayson Barber.
Yeah, that was not bad run. He came all the way from the left back position right across the back 4, staying on side. And he was maybe 6 inches away from getting that ball. That was a beautiful ball in, but a fantastic run. Here he is again.
Pierre with the wonderful move, and he's giving it off to Barber. His cross cleared away. Michael Edwards again with the defending efforts. And this will be a yellow card for the first half sub, Lamar Batista, as he was late in on a challenge on Jake Davis. And that will be the substitution. Steven Echevarria checking in for Jose Torres. And as you said, Doug, perhaps not for tonight a worry for Colorado Springs, but you hope Jose Torres will be quickly recovered, as he's still looking at that right foot.
Yeah, it could be one of those where he got stood on and, hey, they're up 3-0, and maybe it's just the coach being cautious there, saying, hey, let's keep you out and save you for next week rather than you irritating it even more. So hopefully it's just that and nothing big, because he is a vital cog in the wheel of this Switchback team, I can tell you that.
Italian possession through the first 50 minutes here, and he's withdrawn. And perhaps he knows his own body, the veteran. Davis quickly taking this in towards Smith, who heads it down. Goalkeeper off his line and cleared away. Looked like Batista, the man to help out his goalkeeper. Another foul here against Colorado Springs, who have started a bit on the back foot here in the second half.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to come out when you're 3-0 up and think, all right, this game's over, no big deal. But, I mean, they should know better, because Sporting Kansas City 2, Sporting Kansas City whole club is not a team that's going to sit back and go, okay, you've got us, we're just going to give in. And we've seen more in these first 7 or 8 minutes from Sporting Kansas City 2 than we did in the first 45. They're creating opportunities, they're creating dangers, and you know, maybe a goal could change this game. Although it's going to be really hard with 10 going against 11.
Well, Paulo Nagamura, known for his fiery midfield play as a player, and perhaps lit it into the team at the halftime interval. Davis, another good delivery, headed clear again by Batista. And now Duke will be the latest player, and well, referee might need to get a second yellow card to start writing all these names down.
Yeah, you could see he did go over the top, but I'm pretty sure that was not intentional, and that's just, and you could see him just going, hey, I was a little late, sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a yellow, but don't think it was intention, sorry. But yeah, take the yellow.
Still sore one for Doing. See, limps his way up, and well, he's having a little conversation with Christian Duke now as well, as they take similar possessions right past the halfway line. It's put back into play. Ockford for Batista, back now for Jimmy Ockford. He's looking for the run of Galena. Smith is over to head it clear. And Zandy with a smart play. Barry gets the flick, and it's just past the run of Echevarria. Chested down by Batista. Macangila. And here they're making their man advantage tell. Colorado Springs spreading it wide to the near touchline. Batista fakes the cross. Swerving inside, and he'll swerve back to Galena. Wants the 1-2, gets the return. Galena cuts it back. It's coming to the edge of the box, and well, you saw him lining up there for the strike. Anderson didn't catch it the way he wanted.
No, he did not. Hard one to strike when you're going across your body like that. But some sharp, quick play, and they just move the ball so quickly. And I mean, obviously it's a little easier with 11 against 10, but the sharp with the ball, the quick with the ball, the quick with the combinations, the just speed of play has been absolutely terrific the whole game.
McIntosh, as the step by the back line, got a round of applause from Nagamura, forced a turnover, but it's right back with the visitors.
Yeah, it's a lesson that Sporting Kansas City 2 can learn. Coach Nagamura wasn't happy in the first half last week because the speed of play and the movement of the ball was just a little too slow, he was saying. And this would be a great tape to show the boys and show this is how you need to move the ball, because it's been a fantastic performance.
Burke getting into the game, but the throw was taken out of position. At the third attempt, launching in and behind, Doing it, tried to slip in behind the back line, but Kulich was there, so too Smith. Another throw here, Colorado Springs. Barry. Again, space if they switch fields. And a clever turn from Macangila to get away from Barber and draw the foul.
It's just funny to see the intensity. I mean, they're up 3-0, and the ball goes out of bounds, and the subs are throwing the ball on as quick as they can to get the game going again. So, I mean, even though they're up 3, they're still intense.
Manager as well. This is a dangerous-looking cross into the back post, and, well, an awkward one for McIntosh. He got there to prevent the corner. Poor touch from Batista. And looking for Mensah, who might have a lonely second half up top for SKC2. Smith intervenes, looking down the near side. Back again with Colorado Springs. And Galena intercepted by Smith. And Doing's onside. Danny Barbier gets a toe in. And the back line for Colorado Springs pushed high off the pitch, and Edwards gets a tackle in on Mensah. Barbier pressured by Doing. And it's a foul against Austin Doing, who's bemused at the call.
I think they were both doing it to each other, but it was definitely a foul on Sporting Kansas City 2.
Well, he gives up 8 inches to Danny Barbier, 6'4", center back.
And they both got the hands up going, come on, ref. We're both innocent.
Mensah, ooh, look at the quick feet from Dia. Draws a foul. And yet another yellow card.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to question that one. Again, pushed by him, late challenge, definite yellow. And you don't see him arguing. He goes, yeah, okay, you got me. Just the timing of the challenge, just a little bit off here.
Well, it's a third yellow card now for the visitors as Edwards joins Makangila and Barry in the book.
The last free kick we had, Jake Davis put a really good ball in. It gave an opportunity for Sporting Kansas City 2 to get on and score here. You know, if they get a goal here, there is a chance. If they're going to do it, they've got to do it pretty soon, though, because with 10 men on the field, the legs are going to get heavy as this game goes further on.
Davis has had a few good-looking set-piece deliveries. Curls this one into the 6. Again, it's Batista. Well, he's popped up to clear from a lot of those set pieces. Looking for Smith. Watch out, there's some white shirts streaking forward. Galena clips it to himself off the heel, in for Barry. Man over on the right side, and well, Haji Barry tried to get it over to him, but didn't wind up at the feet of doing.
Yeah, he knew what he wanted to do, but getting it there is not so easy.
Smith got there first, helped on by Pierre, who's clattered into by Batista. Davis, a nice turn, and he'll look to switch the play to the left. Dia with the entire left side of the pitch here to himself, and he slides in. Mensah takes the deflection. Corner kick to come for SKC2 as we pass the hour mark here.
Yep, they're showing some life. Good run by Ropapa. I think he's been good today, actually. And, you know, you're down 3-0, but he's made good runs. He's held the ball up well. Unfortunately, you know, there's going to be less support coming as we attack here with Sporting Kansas City 2, just because the players have got to get up and down that field. And it looks like there is another sub coming on pretty soon here.
Enoch Mushagalusa appears to be getting ready. He had the assist last week. That's whipped into the near post. Defended well by Echevarria. Dia picks it up and slides it infield for Christian Duke. Handball against Barry. Kuich looking to the near side. Well, he didn't get that pass accurately enough. And Barry has fooled Kuich, who is on the yellow card for the handball that led to the penalty.
We've seen that move a couple times tonight, haven't we, from Barry?
Must be something on the pitch here at Children's Mercy Park for Haji Barry.
Well, who couldn't love playing on this field, huh?
Again, 2018, such a sensational season for Haji Barry. There's a man down on the far side of the pitch. It's Sebastian Anderson, who looks okay. Restarted by Dia, throwing it in to Mensah's feet. And a big switch from Barbier right onto the foot of Pierre, and he's unable to keep it in play. And as it's out for a throw in here, chance for a substitution. As Grayson Barber is withdrawn, and Enoch Mushagalusa try to use his attacking talents now to help Ropapa Mensah up top with Sporting KC2.
Had a good 62 minutes from Barber and need to get some fresh legs on there, so Mushagalusa is the best bet for it. And he did set up the goal last weekend. It was a beautiful setup.
Oh, what a touch from Barry, and he fires it into the far corner. That is superb. Haji Barry at the double. He can't stop scoring at Children's Mercy Park. And it's 4-0 Colorado Springs.
Wow, you can't give him an inch. His first touch was immaculate there, and then just a beautiful finish with his left. Let's see here, and a great run by Galena again. Ball just, but look at this first touch. Oh, he knows where he's going, sets himself up, and what a finish. Tremendous, and his hands go up because, hey, I'm not going to celebrate. But that's a beautiful first touch, and what a finish. No, nothing McIntosh can do about that.
Well, he doesn't celebrate, but that's a goal worth celebrating. Sensational Haji Barry. He and Galena share admiring looks as Galena gets his second assist to go with a goal. Haji Barry now 2 goals in this one, and if you know Haji Barry, you'll know he'll be hungry to complete the hat trick here as he's trying to pop this over to the right side. Left by Anderson. And Dewing picks it back up. Well, Haji Berry in 2018, his play here earned him a call-up with Guinea, where he got 1 cap and earned a move to the Israeli top flight with Ironi Kiryat Shimona. Here's another turnover. Oh, Berry was sliding in behind, and Smith sliding in to stop the danger. Davis, again, loose touch there, and luckily for him, it's clattered back to the back line for SKC2.
Yeah, well read by Smith there. Oh, here's a good penetrating ball.
Mushagalusa now cutting into danger, and he fires a shot away. Slow roller. It's an easy save for Andrew Pannenberg.
Just going back to the last play there. That ball would have got through, then in was Galena again, but Graham Smith knew it was going, took a gamble, read it, and intercepted it. So tremendous defending there. Probably stopped the 5th going in.
Ockford, long diagonal to the right side, and a clever header from Sebastian Anderson. Kutch sliding over to play this out for a throw.
Another great run there by Echeverria. A deep run that's hard to get picked up, and that ball was split, but very well read by the defense there.
Into the 66th minute here, and Switchbacks cruising up a man. Makangila holding things down in the center of the pitch and spraying it to the right with Edwards.
Maybe these guys need to take 2 weeks off every time.
They look like they have missed playing soccer here after 3-0 loss to open the season, a 2-week break. And coming forward again with numbers on the right side, clipped in towards the penalty spot, helped on by Pierre, and offside will relieve the danger for SKC2.
Yeah, normally, you know, when you get 2 weeks off, it's the players don't love that because you think, oh, that's time off. No, it's not time off. That's time where you catch up with your fitness. And so you do a lot of fitness, and then you're praying for that next game to come. And these guys have obviously been looking forward to this because, I mean, they are on fire tonight.
Ockford climbing over the back. Mushagalusa, well, he subbed in the 63rd minute, I believe, Doug, which ruined a cool streak. Subbed in on the 61st minute in both of the first 2 matches. Thought that was going to be the time for calling Mushagalusa on the pitch again. Missed it by that much. Here he is. He's done well there to shrug off the challenge, and he's earned a corner. And the Kinshasa contingent grew here. 3rd player from the capital of Democratic Republic of the Congo. And Mushagalusa is looking in the mood yet again here, coming in as an impact sub. He earns this corner. Davis curling it towards the back part of the area. Duke gets there, and his shot took a deflection. Another save for Pannenberg.
Yeah, Mushagalusa looks just a very good athlete. Looks like he's got some pace. I've not seen a lot of him, but was very impressed just with his individual skills on that assist for the goal last week. And looks like he could be a promising player.
Well, he scored 27 goals in 1 season for Salt Lake Community College. It's not a bad return. Was committed to transfer to South Carolina before he signed with SKC2 ahead of last season. Of course, a season spent on the road for Sporting Kansas City 2, only 2 home matches. And they've turned it over. It is Mushagalusa with the turnover. And here, streaking forward comes Edwards. Well, he's barreling in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Smith takes it off the toes of the center back.
It was a good run there. Didn't look like he was a centre back carrying that ball. It looked very comfortable on the ball. And he's got some pace too.
Well, he's lumbering back here. He looks tired after that full field sprint. But that man doesn't look tired at all. Makangila. As we take a look here, Michael Edwards up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, he's got a nose for goal. He's thinking, oh, bad last touch there.
Well, was thrown into the area here, and Mensah was causing some issues. Dia cleared out to the left back for SKC2. And, well, he thought Duke was going to get there. Duke's still pressuring. He's always going to do that, Christian Duke. And he has seen it out. It'll be a goal kick. But Christian Duke rejoined before last season. And Ropapa Mensah shown some flashes throughout his 70 minutes here as he's replaced by Roger Smith.
Yeah, I've liked him tonight. I thought he did very well. Unfortunately, the score doesn't help him, but he did well as a hold-up target centre forward. And like I said, probably one of the bright spots, I think, from tonight's game for me.
On his debut, Ropapa Mensah. Roger Smith on for a substitute appearance for the 3rd time in 3 games. And Graham Smith is holding his face here after this challenge.
Yeah, Haji Berry caught him and immediately went over to see if he was okay because he knew his foot caught him in the mouth, and he's apologizing to the ref. It looks like he's going to get away with it. Absolutely didn't mean it.
Well, he's on a yellow card here, Haji Berry.
Yeah, but he's going to play the ball, and Smith, quite rightly, I mean, Smith could have backed out, but Smith's hard as nails. He's not backing out from that challenge. And unfortunately got the worst of it. But no, I don't think he can give a card there.
Smith disagrees as he's having a word with the 4th official. He's allowed quickly back onto the pitch. Ooh, there's a loose ball to the back. Barbier tried to get there, but it really was a hospital pass, and now it's in behind Barry. Streaking forward again down the right as his cross takes the deflection. An important intervention there. Numbers again streaming into attack for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, Barry made a great run across the line. I think he could have been offside, but I think the Kukic was keeping him on. And lovely block there on the cross to stop the ball going into the box.
And as the corner is to come, Austin Doing looks as though he's in some pain, and there's a triple substitution being prepared here on the near sideline. And every team allowed 5 substitutions over the course of 3 substitution windows. And Doing, well, it's been a special night for him up until this point. Austin Doing, Colorado Springs native, opening his account with the opening goal in the first half. As Roni Argueta will check in. He's replacing Beverly Makangila. Toure checking in for Austin Doing. And a 3rd substitution as well as Philip Mayaka checking into the match here. As a line change made by Colorado Springs just ahead of this corner. Takes a hop in front of Dia. He's able to corral it. Good first touch from Anderson, and it's a lovely cutback as well into the area. And the shot, well, you hear Edwards saying, move, move. He really wanted that one. Blocked in the end. Clever first touch, and around Kukic goes Galina, and he's cutting inside. Barry lining it up, oh, just over.
Oh, that could not have been far off from the hat trick for Barry, and he knows that was real close, and that would have been an absolutely beautiful finish. He's going for the top corner. Oh, that is not far off.
Barry and Galina look to have formed a wonderful partnership here. And they look hungry for more goals in the final 16 minutes to come. Pumped in behind, Kuich will track it down and retreat to McIntosh. Who's again forced long under pressure. Good
defending yet again there by Edwards, who's been solid all night long.
Played all 90 minutes in his debut in that first match, the 3-0 loss away to San Antonio. Well, they've reversed their goal difference already. Dia with a shifty move around the defender, and it's blocked there by Anderson, and perhaps a cramp here for Michael Edwards. Well, he's been making 70-yard runs to get into the attack, the center back.
Yeah, you blame it on yourself. I think he wants to get on the scoreboard as well as keeping a clean sheet. He's covered some ground tonight, but he's been fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
He's stretched out, and he takes his place in the 6-yard box, zonal marking to pair with man-to-man here for Colorado Springs. Another corner in the second half. Take it short. Dia lofting it into the area, takes the deflection. Musha Galusa will just make sure it's out for a corner on the near side.
Yeah, he clipped it in. I thought he might just actually hit it, but just clipped the ball back into that far post, and unfortunately he got a touch from the switchback defender, which gave no opportunity for Sporting Kansas City 2 to get on it.
Davis looking for Smith. Here's Dia, just wide.
Yeah, this time he does hit it, and unfortunately off target.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. Galena just behind Barry there, but he stepped up and got a toe in on Duke, and now Davis goes to ground. Challenge from Lamar Batista, whistled for a foul. He disagrees. It's pumped over the top for Roje Smith. And he can't catch up to that one. It trickles out of play. Put back in by Pannenberg. And watch out. Lovely build-up from that kick out. Whoa, and it's a tackle from Smith into the path of Galena. And he's into the area again. Slots it across and off the crossbar. Goal kick. And so close from Yaya Toure.
Yep, that's a great setup. I think he could have maybe gone one more pass because the far post was open, but you can't blame a forward that close to the goal to have a goal, and he just clipped the top of the crossbar. But good ball movement again, all the way from the back. The first touch out of the back, and then they broke the press, they moved forward, and they just moved the ball so quickly.
Well, here's another young man on loan from the Rapids. Dantuma, a.k.a. Yaya Toure. Well, he's from Guinea, so he and his compatriot, Haji Berry, combining an attack here in the later stages, and Barry has held the ball up superbly yet again.
Just great strength on the ball there. Great strength to hold him off and the skill to keep the ball moving so the defender can't get a foot on it. Just tremendous play.
It was a down year by Haji Berry's standards in 2020, just the one goal for North Carolina. He's already doubled his tally here in 2021. Scored just about everywhere he's been. Ottawa, of course, here at Sporting KC 2 when they were the Rangers, as well as with Orlando City B. Colorado Springs in control here as we move towards the final 10 minutes. Batista for Galena. Davis forces the turnover. Mushagalusa picks it up. Smith, that's a clever ball infield for Duke. Roger Smith now chests it down. And 4 white shirts around him. He keeps it for SKC2. Clever leave. Davis. As Smith dummied. And here's a good build-up. Mushagalusa cutting it into Davis. Slapped away by Ockford.
Some nice little combinations there. Nice little dummy. I think it was from Smith. And then Davis and Mushagalusa working together with some combinations. So some good, sharp little play there. Unfortunately, they didn't get an opportunity to go on goal on it.
Lofted towards the back line, and the 6'6" frame of Batista again wins another header. He's done that several times since coming on. 24th minute sub for the injury to Matt Mahoney. So a couple of injury worries for the visitors. Let's go along with this lovely, oh, that's a cross through the danger zone. And put out of play for a corner.
Yeah, and that ball's just as good as Galena's ball that he played in the first half. Unfortunately, Dia was not in that far post area, and I can't blame him because he's playing a wing back this second half, and he's getting up and down and up and down. Probably didn't have enough energy to get inside that far post for a tap-in, but it was a beautiful ball across.
Davis curls one into the 6, headed down by Barbier, still alive and all put wide. Mushagalusa sliding to get to that one. Hectic scenes inside the area and so close to nabbing a goal back, SKC2.
Yeah, good to get that loose ball, just bouncing the box. He got to it, and I just don't think his hips could get around it. I don't think it was possible for him to get on target. But great effort, can't question that.
Turnover from Colorado Springs. Duke was trying to play it into Mushagalusa, well cut out by Echevarria. Flick from Mushagalusa, Duke. And Pierre invited forward, trying to slot it back. It was well spotted by the veteran presence of Jimmy Ockford. Awkward touch off the thigh. Smith's done really well here, and he's charging in behind. Poked away by Batista. Well, he's looked bright since coming on, Roger Smith.
Yeah, I mean, they've looked good second half. I mean, they're down a man. Understandably, they were down 3-0 starting half, but Sport KC2 has put up a fight this second half, so that's something that Nagamura's got to be pleased with.
Davis, another corner kick, and this time Smith rises over everyone, but can't get the header on frame.
And I know sometimes they say, well, yeah, you're down 10, so, I mean, of course you're going to put up a fight. Well, yeah, you are, but it's quite easy when you've got 10 against 11 with an 11-team player like this team that's playing really well. You know, it could go 4, 5, 6. So you've got to give them credit. They have not laid down, and they keep on pushing. They're trying to get that 1 goal at least, and maybe that leads to 2, and maybe we got an interesting finish. But 4's a lot of goals to score in the last 8 or so minutes.
Pannenberg slowly brings this under his control. Barbier fighting with Toure. Shot for handball ignored by the referee. Toure now having a run at Duke, and he's sprinting through the middle of the pitch. Toure, and he's looking to the far side. Pierre steps in front. Dumped into the corner. Foot race for Barry and Barbier. Barbier forced to play it out for a throw.
Yeah, nice run by Toure, but the finishing product, not a great ball, got intercepted, but a good flashing run there by the left footer.
Davis trying to loft it in behind. Ockford is again able to get there first. Davis reads the pass though. Can't keep it. How about that, Toure? Riding the challenge of Smith, and the referee tried to play advantage. He'll pull it back for a foul.
Graham Smith hammered him, but give him credit. Strong boy. He took that hit and still held up with possession, and He's got a sweet left foot, that's for sure. Very technically sweet on that lefty.
It's been part of the U.S. U16 and U17 Youth Internationals, and you can see why Toure.
With a name like Yaya Toure, you got to be good,
well,
right?
That's a lot of pressure on the young man. Still just 16 as he turns 17 here in a couple of weeks. He's made an impact since coming on as a sub, but the goalkeeper concedes a throw.
That might be his first mistake of the night, I think, Pannenberg.
And Mushagalusa looking to make him pay as he's dribbling it past several defenders. Dia, first time cross is too high. Duke was the only man really lurking in the area.
Yeah, I thought Mushagalusa was going to hit one with his left peg, but kept on pushing it and deciding not to, and he pushed it again, decided not to, and then laid it off to Dia. And a good cross by Dia, just too high for anybody to get onto.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs, and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. We're into the final 5 minutes here, plus added time. Ockford, who, well, he's been a rock next to Edwards. Those two trying to form a partnership here. The experience of Ockford and the youthful, brightly shining star of Michael Edwards. Galena looking for Barry. Couldn't get there. Barbier got there first. Picked up, though, in midfield by Argueta. Looking in behind. Intercepted, but Mayaka picks it back up. And now he's found a good pass to the left. Batista and acres of space. But he'll allow Pierre to saunter over and close that space down. Keeping on the ball here, Colorado Springs.
They're just happy to keep possession and run the clock out now, I think. It's been a very impressive 4-0 score. Now I think they're just going to save the legs, pinging around, and leave Kansas City with a really good result.
Possibly try to hold on to this clean sheet as well, Colorado Springs. Just one back along the back and dumped back. Colorado Springs get their first home match next Friday as they host New Mexico United, traveling the 575 miles back to Colorado Springs, through the plains, through the mountains. Barry, how about that reverse pass? And Galena fires, parried by McIntosh, headed back by Echevarria. Eyes in the back of his head there from Haji Barry. There is a man down for the visitors.
My bad.
It's Lamar Batista, the man down. Was the number 8 on the USL 20 for 20 in 2017. And SKC2 will take this injury timeout to make a substitution. Peter Kuic withdrawn. And another appearance for the young academy man, Javen Van Deventer from Lee Summit, Missouri. Just turned 17 in January. Joined the SKC Academy at age 12. He got 61 minutes against FC Tulsa. And he's in here, the holding midfielder, to see out the remaining couple of minutes for his home debut. He's on an academy contract. One of the bright young stars coming through the ranks here at the Masia of the Midwest.
One of them, and there are many.
Batista slowly makes his way to the sideline. So we got some 10v10 here until he's allowed back on, which looks like he'll be momentarily. And yep, here he comes trotting back onto the pitch. Toure flicking that forward. Barbier challenging with Echevarria, and he's able to win a throw. Referee, again, wasn't too pleased with where that throw was taken from. Now Barbier launches it down the far touchline as we tick over into the 90th minute on an impressive night from Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Well held by Dia. Roger Smith to Van de Venter. Graham Smith into Davis. Felt the late challenge, and it's a foul called against Mayaka.
Oops, another one going in the book, I think. Yeah.
Yellow card for Philip Mayaka. He was selected 3rd overall in the Super Draft, a teammate with Grayson Barber at Clemson. On loan from the Rapids. He's into the book. Dia clipping it towards Duke. Davis takes it away from Toure. It's a good ball in behind. Amadou Dia charging to the end line, and he slots it back. And a challenge from Jimmy Ockford. Trying to hold on to this clean sheet as we're into 5 minimum minutes of added time.
Dia's been able to get down that flank a few times in this second half, which we probably didn't see him do that enough last week, but he's certainly done it quite a few times today. He's been fairly successful with his crosses. Couldn't find the one to finish there, but he's done very well getting in behind and using that sweet left foot of his.
Well, that was the 10th corner of the match for SKC2, but they haven't really made him pay. Toure cutting inside, and Pierre with a lovely sliding tackle. 2 youngsters going toe-to-toe there, and Pierre coming away with the tackle on the ball. Dia into the attacking half, and he's played it in behind for Smith to chase. A couple of step overs from Smith. Cuts it into the area, took a deflection, and headed clear.
Yeah, like I say, Smith's been very busy. Made a few good runs, been good on the ball. So signs of hope there too.
University of Tampa star after really destroying the competition at Northern Oklahoma College. Dia for Davis, looking for the penalty spot, and all by himself, Batista heads it into Galena. Smith, well, they were shouting he had time. He elected to pump it back in with the header, and watch out, Haji Berry demanding for it. Oh, and it's a poor touch from Toure. And he clatters into Jake Davis, who, well, he's been on the receiving end of a few fouls here, but he pops right back up, Jake Davis.
Yeah, he's given a few and he's taken a few. Davis has been in a lot of those challenges tonight.
It's an all-action midfielder for SKC2. Well, Haji Berry was casting an eye towards Toure there because he was streaking in behind and wants that hat trick. And, well, he might get a chance here. The ball through the middle. Berry in behind, and he's charging in on Cole, and it's off his knee. Well, he's pulled up as well, Haji Berry.
Yeah, first touch poor, but he's pulling up with a hamstring there, I think. That is not good.
And, yeah, that does not look good for Haji Berry. Touch off the thigh, ending his chance at the hat trick there. And he's down on the ground inside the SKC2 penalty area.
It would have been a fantastic night for him. It's going to be tainted a little bit, because if that's a hamstring, he's going to be out a few games, and that's a player, obviously, after we've seen tonight, they can't afford to miss.
Barbier steps in front as the counter was... Is he offside here, Doug?
Well,
They're
he's not
playing on.
interfering with play, so I don't think so.
Well, they've already used all 5 substitutions, Colorado Springs, so that's not an option.
You just got to see the clock out, I guess.
Our pitch side mic's picking up Kendall McIntosh, just asking if Haji Berry's okay, and he will limp his way to the sideline here. As you said, Doug, a sour ending to an otherwise sweet night for Haji Berry.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve the night to end like this. He's been fantastic tonight, and that's sad to see. And all because he wanted that extra sprint to get his hat-trick in, you know. He's now thinking, why didn't I just leave the ball?
So we're down to 10v10 now. The red card to Matt Constant was a big factor in how the match played out. Well, it was already 3-0 at that point. But a tough road to climb thereafter for SKC2. Haji Berry now on the near touchline, getting seen to by the medical staff for Colorado Springs. So the final 30 seconds will be 10 versus 10. Good header from Sebastian Anderson, who again will last 90 minutes. The young man, the youngest ever goal scorer and debutant for the Rapids, and he's impressed, switching from left fullback to right fullback as well.
Yeah, he's looked just as good on either side, hasn't he? I thought Batista's done a very good job too. With Sporting Kansas City too, though, they fed a lot of high balls in his direction. And I think he might be the tallest player on the field, which I'm not sure if that's the smartest play, but there you go.
And full time here at Children's Mercy Park, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC trot out to a 4-0 win. They get their first victory, their first points of the season. Doug McClagan, Colorado Springs were with a spring in their step here in the first half, and they really waltzed to the victory in the second.
Yeah, very impressive.
Impressive victory for the visitors. They win 4-0 here against Sporting KC2. We'll be right back to wrap things up from Children's Mercy Park. Full time here at Children's Mercy Park. And 4-0 the final score. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC on the road get their first points, their first victory of the nascent USL Championship season. They beat Sporting KC2. Take a look at the full-time stats here from a wonderful performance by the visitors.
Well, it was 10 shots to 1 at half-time, so 7 to 10 on the way back. So you've got to give credit there for Sporting Kansas City too, but in the end, the 10 shots in the first half probably made the difference, and being 10 men also made a huge difference. Possession looks a little closer than it should be. Just a fantastic performance by the Switchbacks.
They'll go home next week for their home opener against New Mexico. Sporting KC2 go on the road next week to LA Galaxy 2, looking to get their first win of the season. Well, for Doug McClagan, Corey Smith, Brad Zimmerman, and our wonderful crew here at Children's Mercy Park, thanks for watching Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. The opener from doing Haji Berry, penalty for the second. Wind up winning 4-0 here. Full-time score from Kansas City. Thanks. Good night.